Lesson 229. From the inside out and the outside in. Jesus said, "What comes out of a person is what defiles him." Mark 7:20. With one word you can change the course of the mood around you. With one attitude you can shape your direction. With one action you create a character. Whether you choose to do that in a positive way or in a negative one, it is all up to you. Wisdom teaches us to act in a manner that you choose how your outcome will be by making the right choices now. And this is why you must be careful on what you decide to do with your body, your mind, and the time you have been given here on earth. The Bible insists that you should protect your heart more than anything else, because out of it comes out the springs of living water. There is a reason for this, and that is why you must be careful what you allow, what kind of things you feed your mind. When you lean on the things of this world to satisfy your flesh, it is impossible to practice the things of God. Because you already feed into your mind the doctrines, traditions, and the teachings of this world so much that it has overwhelmed the little you know about God. For most people, it is impossible to complete their transformation on their spiritual growth because they find themselves in a battle within them, where the flesh and the spirit are competing for a place in their life. And once you reach this stage, it is where you become lukewarm, living a little bit of the two worlds and never have a specific direction. The decisions you make become second nature to you, a program already wired inside you that you don't have to think about it much to live according to what everyone else is doing. It takes a whole different mindset and deliberate actions to change that perspective. The things that you do now are not new things that you have discovered, rather it is the same attitude that you keep growing up with. And this is why no matter how much you were influenced when you were young, what you do now can start to determine your future, either in a positive way or a negative one. It is like most cases of your health. The diseases that can occur to you when you are older could have started through the lifestyle habits you have accumulated 30 years ago. The only difference is, back then your body was more active fighting them than what is currently happening. The good news, what you do now can be controlled, and it is possible to have a transformation of a person from what you used to be. To make this process work, you must be able to be honest with yourself and forgive yourself. Because if you don't, the past will catch up with you and become a stench in the daily actions you do. And you will stumble every time you hear that small deceiving voice in your ear. You must be willing to admit that you are wrong in the path you chose. Be brave enough to make a sound approach to bring about the change in your life. It could be a painful, difficult process, but in the end, it will be a rewarding one. There could be friends you must lose and habits you must change so that you can start to put your feet in the right direction. In this process, use what you have and include God to help you every step of the way. Remember, what comes from the inside out of you will tell more of who you are and what you stand for. But the first step to build that up, you must know how to control the things that come from the outside in. It is true that you cannot control everything, but you can definitely control what you see, hear, or where your feet go. And this is why even Jesus is using a strong argument, telling you that if your eye causes you to sin, take it off, or your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. But while these things seem extreme, but it tells you the length you must be willing to go to achieve that freedom you want in life. Otherwise, you will become a prisoner of your own making, where you see the salvation that is made for you, but you decide not to reach it. You are alive and well, but yet you are still dead inside. Or as Jesus described the Pharisees as a whitewashed tomb, which look beautiful from the outside, but on the inside are full of bones of the dead and everything unclean. Everyone has a responsibility of their own soul, no matter how much the world will paint itself to be. The key to your transformation and finding peace within you is to remain humble and keep learning from God. The Bible says, live by the Spirit, and you will never gratify the desires of the flesh. Galatians 5:16. Keep focusing on doing what is right and never waver from the left or the right. Maintain the attitude as the same one Christ maintained, to do the will of the Father and never give up. For God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and of sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7.